broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akaman. Now, let the buzz begin!
There it is. That is a good intro
it's
song.
It's true. I know. You're welcome.
See,
so you're saying
like
every week?
Pill, Pink. That what?
Every week? Every week that's going to be...
This is going to be the intro song. Every time.
Well, don't get carried away, guys.
All right,
Let's
guys.
not get carried away.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another Gotham After Show, Episode 9, A Bitter Pill to Swallow.
Yes.
As alluded to in Pink's song, Just Like a Pill, in case you didn't get that. Because Steve didn't get it, clearly. Hey, everybody. I'm Micheal Andrew. You can find me on Twitter at Michael_Drew, Michael EAL. I'm here joined by the saucy señorita.
Oh, no, that wasn't
Oh,
Steve's
wait.
intro?
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. Yeah, well, it starts with the S. Sorry.
Hi, guys. I'm Monse Bolanos. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos.
Yes, and next to her, we have
The salty.
the stupendously sensational Steve Can't Get Enough Kaufmann.
Oh!
That's good.
I was trying to think of something with
No,
it,
that's
with
good.
it
That's
here,
good.
so thank you.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That is KAUFMANN. Let's jump on in.
Okay, all right.
Love it.
All right. So,
I didn't have anything.
That was
And
nicely done.
everybody, if you haven't already, please go to youtube.com/AfterBuzz TV. Subscribe to us, iTunes, SoundCloud, like, share on Twitter, talk to us about what's going on, hashtag ABTV Gotham. All right, guys, intro, your thoughts.
On the epised?
Not about me.
No, just
But like
about
it.
Trump. Specifically about Donald Trump.
Not my feelings.
I really liked it. This time I was not as into the Nigma Penguin situation.
Which is so funny, because I'm the exact opposite. I love the Nigma
And I saw
Penguin
your
stuff.
reaction when we were watching it, and I was like, oh, he's liking this episode.
Yeah.
And you never really are like supportive.
I'll play devil's advocate because I'm somewhere in the middle here. I like the pairing. I hate that we stood still for a whole week.
Yeah.
Because it was literally just like, we're going to stay in this one room and not try to take back Gotham. I would rather get none of them this week.
Okay. All right.
I think I harp on similar. I think I harp on the same stuff a lot, but that's one of my things where it's like you got to really keep moving forward. And like I get the selflessness of, and we'll get into it a little more, but I get like it all boiled down to Penguin needs to be truly selfless, and maybe that means his mom had to die. Because that's the only person in his life, and I get that, and that needed to be said. I just would have enjoyed this week a little more if that happened while also killing cops or whatever.
I wish, I felt like this episode they focused more time on it, and I wish this would have been like before, where it was just like a 1-scener, 2-scener max. And because I get what the purpose of it is. Yeah, you had to establish that he needed to overcome his mother's death and all that. But I'm with Steve. It didn't progress too much. And it's like we could have done this much shorter and focused more on the fact that there are no cops in Gotham that can help out.
Well, they're either corrupt or getting killed.
Okay, so
Where are all the other ones?
So,
two types of cops in Gotham.
So both of you guys, is that pretty much the only thing that you guys were kind of hung up on in this episode? Was everything else
really enjoyed
fire
it.
for you?
I mean, if we're just doing
like in general, everything
like popcorn stuff, I also think the Lee Detective Gordon, that felt kind of like a blow off. Where it's like that would have been a blow up the second he got home. I don't care what he went through.
That didn't bother. I mean, there was so much to get to this episode. That didn't bother me too much.
But you asked. It's the internet. You got to go to the negative opinions first.
Okay.
Just get them out of the way, and now we're going to be super positive.
All right. Well, everything you guys just said about the Nigma Penguin stuff, I agree with everything in terms of what consisted of the scene, but I just liked it. I liked that it showed his depression and how he had to overcome and how it established their relationship. now I'm like, okay, you know what? I can see their pairing. I like their pairing now. Little Rose Gallery. Villains United. I like that.
See, we already like their pairing, so.
But the pairing was so sudden last week. He just showed like, hey, what's up? Oh, Penguin's sick. My buddy. This week, it was established. He's hurt.
Like I said, I'm in the middle.
What's that?
I'm in the middle. We needed this pacing. I didn't like this.
What's that syndrome called? That syndrome, you know, when someone's sick and you're taking care of the sick syndrome, then you fall in love with this.
Martingale syndrome.
The Martingale syndrome.
Martingale.
Martingale.
Nightingale.
Nightingale. I was so close.
Like, no, you weren't. Martingale? That's not even a word.
I thought it was a person.
Sorry, the martingale system is a betting strategy where you double your bet every time until you eventually win.
Okay.
I was close.
Samsonite. I was way off.
Okay. But yeah, so I kind of like that. I kind of like that they were bonding and how now we actually, instead of just looking at Penguin, we actually saw that Nigma, we actually got a real look into Nigma's psyche, into where he was now, or where he is now. You know, now how he's fully converted to super confident Nigma. He was dropping riddles too. I like that.
I did that. That's probably one of my favorite parts.
Penguin got his riddle ASAP.
The fact that Penguin got it, and he was like, "So what? Like, I got your riddle, and what? Do
I
something."
know. I'm smart.
Literally,
Yeah.
that's a direct quote.
Okay.
For real though, and what?
All right, so since we're already talking about the Riddler and the Penguin, let's just get right into them. So pretty much the Penguin wakes up in the Riddler's bed.
Yes.
Hey. You know, the Riddler wakes up. Penguin wakes up in the Riddler's bed, and the Riddler is pretty much trying to nurse him to health.
Can we call him Nigma? I thought you called him the Riddler. Didn't he just say
Fine.
the
Okay,
Riddler?
fine. Nigma. We'll call him
Thank
Nigma.
you.
I mean,
Can we call this a bromance though?
It's going there.
It's a full-fledged bromance by this
You know,
point.
this is good. This might be Penguin's first real friend because he never had a friend aside from his mom.
They're in a brolationship. I can pull that.
Relationship?
Yeah.
What about just broship?
Well, but I mean,
Sorry,
Okay.
I didn't mean to
They're
out-cool you
bros.
with the terms.
it's the important part.
Broship.
That's
That
yeah.
wasn't bad, right? You like that, Mons?
I liked his better.
All right, well, it doesn't matter. I've heard some shit, so whatever. I got
Broship.
All right.
Broship is like what? What are you saying?
So Nigma's helping up Penguin, and he's pretty much trying to coast him up, trying to make him feel good about himself, trying to remind him why he's the killer he was. And Penguin is just dead.
Yeah.
He's like dead in the dead in the cold water. All right, sorry guys. So and to help him get out of his funk, he brings out a kidnapped person.
I know.
Leonard? It was
Leonard.
Leonard,
I
right?
know, we didn't even see
Poor
his face.
Lenny.
It's Leonard from The Big Bang Theory, right?
I know, right?
We're all sure of that.
And I didn't see him once.
I know.
Poor guy. Whoever was in there. I wonder if it was like
He
an
got
extra
lines.
or if it was like.
He got some lines.
If it
I
was
feel like that would be a stunt guy because he would have to have the face on and then
Okay.
like the like that was felt enough that you would need to hire a stunt guy
Okay.
instead of just a featured background.
And to try and get Penguin out of his funk, he tries to get him to murder the guy. And Penguin's just like, he's limp.
Penguin lost the ability to even.
Yeah.
He needs that killing Viagra for his killer inside him.
Okay.
To get it back
Okay.
up, to get that knife.
All right.
You know?
That's one way to.
I thought there were a lot of innuendos like that. You know, he gave him the knife and he just put the knife down. You know, like, oh. Like,
Is there something you want?
Yes! Thank you. Right?
Yeah.
I do actually. Yeah.
I mean, I thought there was some.
You were seeing a
little
lot
bit of the manhoodness. Like his manhood was definitely not present.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Nigma was pretty much saying how it's fate that brought them together, and it does kind of feel that way.
Right. I know, and it was interesting how Nigma looks so happy, so genuinely happy
he's
to
like-
have Penguin there. He's like,
I know.
dude, here we
fully-
are. We're gonna kill together. It's gonna be so much fun.
We're gonna take the city over.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it together. And it pretty much turns into the fact that he wants Penguin to be his mentor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good mentor. Like, if you were Nigma in this, there's
Yes.
no one else. There's no one better in Gotham than Penguin.
Exactly. I agree.
The Penguin's. I'm not gonna say broken. The Penguin's a little bit.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was weird that he looked at Penguin as a mentor in terms of that. I would think that, if you're gonna look for someone who to teach you how to kill, call Zaz.
But it's not this Zaz, like, I get what you're saying, but Zaz is like very intense, and Nigma cannot do that. Penguin can be as intense as he wants. It's still never even kind of on the same page as Victor Zaz.
Yeah, of
you know,
course.
it's just a different type, and I think that's what, like you said, like they're perfect. He is a perfect mentor for somebody like Nigma.
Yeah, and they're both kind of flimsy
Yeah.
in terms of like, you know, they look like the type of person that would have been picked on forever
Yes.
by a certain type of man.
Right.
And they have to overcome that. And I
Yes.
think he sees that in him.
Yeah. They have stuff in common.
Boo69Bs said, Edward finally has a best friend. Does he still have a job?
Yeah.
That's a good
Does he what? Does he still have a job?
I think he's going to do the Dexter thing where he pretty much gets away with his murders because he's forensics
on
at
him?
Gotham.
Yeah.
And he's probably like one of the few not corrupt people in the Gotham PD because he's too busy being corrupt. He's too busy just being evil.
I guess. I mean, he's technically corrupt.
Yeah, well, corrupted by himself.
By himself, yeah.
Well,
I mean, he's
Well, I guess
working
he
with,
wouldn't
he's,
be-
he's about to start working with the biggest crime lord in Gotham. Well, former biggest crime
yeah.
lord.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
but like he's still evil inside. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Still, his insides are dark.
yeah.
Mods. His insides are dark. Okay. So my favorite part of
She
this
got
scene. My favorite part of this scene is I
Say it
liked it
again.
with his inside. They're
Stop.
they're burned. I liked how Nigma, like he gave him tough love.
Yeah.
Like he
had
got
to.
stern on him. Like Nigma never would have done that before. But now in super, 2-in-1 Nigma, now that he's got confidence, he just looked at him and said, "Love, your mom had to die.
Yeah.
Wake up. Your mama had to die."
And he
That's
was
crazy.
trying the nice way first.
I know,
And
didn't
then it
work.
was just like, oh, okay. So you want to do this the tough way.
I know, and he put the knife to Nigma's throat, and Nigma didn't flinch.
Yeah.
I like what he said. Being free from love means you can't be bargained, and that's so true.
Yeah.
In their line of work, that's the truth. You can't hold because he was held as Galavan's slave, pretty much,
Right.
Oh yeah.
because of his mom.
Yeah.
Oh, and that needed to be said, and that point needed, like, that was a thing that Penguin needed to learn.
Mm-hmm.
This just felt a little, like, the stakes felt low. Like, maybe if they had to, like, run from room to room because, like, people could maybe find them, like, there were just low stakes of, like, oh, they're just here now.
They're just chilling.
They're just in this room.
Yeah.
They're just going to be in this room for a while.
That really bothers you that they're in the room
A
all
little
day?
bit. Well, because
It was small increments of time, though.
But I
It wasn't
also,
like
and
80
granted,
minutes.
but I also think that the preview for last week that showed us what they're gonna do in the next 3 weeks led me to believe like it would just happen. Like it led me to believe we were either not going to see them this week or we'd see them just start taking Gotham back.
Yeah.
And instead, it's just like, nope, they're in a room having a bromance.
I want to see Nigma start dancing around like Jim Carrey did as the Riddler in Batman and
Could he
Robin.
not?
Remember when he had the big
Not yet.
staff and he was just dancing?
Yeah.
He looked like he was doing tap dancing. He was all like, "Riddle me this."
Could he not?
And just
Could
moving
he-
these things.
Could Nigma
I want
not?
to see that.
He's having way too much fun with it.
Hashtag,
That's what I wanna see.
Hashtag could Nigma not?
Could Nigma not?
He'll be like, "Penguin, I have a plan. This is what we have to do." And he'll just start posing and stretching.
Also, I wrote hashtag bromance, I think 3 times in my notes.
Come on, guys.
Perfect.
Come on. All right, so he wakens him up. He pretty much tells him, "Free from love, you can't be bargained." And I guess that was pretty much the
Yep.
turning point.
Yeah, that was
That's what got
Tells
him.
That's
him
what I'm
his-
saying. Like, we're in an episode where, like, the other arc ended with, like, 8 cops dying.
Yeah.
Where it's like this one, like, oh, they're in a room. And we found something out about Penguin.
It was
Yeah.
a good balance.
All
You know,
right.
What about a balance? It was a good balance. No.
No,
Yeah.
you could have spent less time
hard.
on this. You could have spent less time on this.
Could have been a webisode.
Heck.
This could have been a contained webisode.
I'm so
Yeah.
for Nigma, and I was so for that stuff today. I was very vocal when I was watching it. You heard me? I was
You
like,
were all about it.
I was like, whoa! Like, oh! I was laughing.
We were also watching that Cesaro Roman
I
Reigns
was
match.
watching. They were watching wrestling on the next TV, and I peeked a few times over there. All right, so, and then they pretty much laugh it up over Chinese food,
And Leonard.
over Chinese food and murdering Leonard.
Yeah.
Leonard from The Big Bang Theory.
Leonard from The Big Bang Theory. They got him. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So and now considering the fact that I'm very curious to see what he's gonna do with this whole love hinders you thing. Now considering the fact that Penguin's father is coming this season, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to see what's gonna go in that direction.
Okay.
All right, now quick, let's move into the direction of our boy
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne,
Lil
Weezy,
Wayne. Lil Wayne.
Lil Weezy.
Lil Weezy.
Okay, so we start off with he's talking to St. Cloud. It starts off right with him talking to St. Cloud, that little minx.
I don't like her.
Oh, she's so devout.
I don't think
for a
any of
kid.
us are supposed to like her. She's a rather
So, was
mature.
that kinda crazy that I said
you
it
meant
like that?
mature. You meant the word you were going for
Or
was.
is-
Yeah,
Mature.
sorry.
She was mature emotionally,
say?
And
developed.
Yeah. Well, I mean mentally. She's mentally developed.
And it's
Mature
true.
is the word.
But mature is the word you're trying to say. But it's 100%. She doesn't. It's like no. You're acting like you're an 18-year-old, and he's still like.
She already knows what to do.
Yeah, and
That's terrible.
and that's not even it. It's just she's so evil, and it's like I can't even imagine when you get older. Because how old are they? 12.
Yeah.
So
13 or 14.
She looks like she's 18
so like
though.
freshmen.
Yeah, like not. I guess they're 13 because they're not in high school yet.
They're not in high school yet, right?
Pretty sure they're not in high school
So they're
yet.
like in 8th grade. They're
Yeah.
gonna be going. I can't imagine her in high school. Awful. Like
She's gonna control the school.
you thought Regina George was bad in
I
Mean
know.
Girls. Like
She's in the vein of that.
It's worse. Worse.
Stop
Worse.
trying to make you and Bruce happen.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Well done, Steve. Well played.
Loved it.
Okay.
Loved it.
All right. I'm by myself here. So yeah. So and she's pretty. He's pretty. It looks like he pretty much. What did he tell her? He said that I don't believe what happened to your.
Right, but which I don't believe that.
Of course not. But he's trying his hand at being
Deceptive.
deceptive. There you go. I was gonna say mischievous, but yeah, deceptive.
both.
Right? And I was like, okay, that kind of threw me off too. I was like, oh, he's going right into it. He's going right into lying. I'm like, okay, it's not too bad.
Right.
'Cause I don't see him. He's too honest. Right? And Alfred comes in and he just kicks her out.
Yeah.
What he said? He called her a pop. He said, pop out.
He said, "Off you pop,
Off you pop.
Which
Off
is
you
another hashtag off you pop.
Off you pop.
I hope that
you pop."
that trends out. Hashtag,
You guys both wrote that down. You guys
I
both wrote it down in
did.
your
Off
notes?
you pop.
hashtag off you pop.
That was that. I mean, that was a nice little phrase.
Yeah.
I think
you
we
pop.
we need Alfred phrases. We need a lot of Alfred
You
phrases.
know what? That might become a segment of the show.
Yeah.
Or just a phrase. Just like, what's your favorite phrase?
What's your favorite
Off
Alfred
you
phrase?
pop.
Off you pop.
Off you pop.
Yeah.
Off you pop. And she proceeds to kiss him on the cheek, and like this is where I was. This
And the
is where
chat's
develop-
helping us. Bruce is 14. He's confirmed at 14.
Oh,
Awesome.
A lot of people in the chat.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Which mean he'd be a freshman in high
he
school.
needs to start training
Still.
fast then, because he's training very slow right now.
I mean,
At
he's
14?
got time though.
Send him overseas to become a master. Isn't
Send
it
him.
too?
Just send him straight to Ras Al Ghul.
Yeah.
14.
Like 14?
Just send him
He's-
straight
He's
there.
still there at 14. Come on, man! I thought by 10 years old he was overseas learning like the death touch and
No.
how to dislocate shoulders.
Pretty sure that's not what happened. But go
Yeah.
Sure?
pretty
I
sure he
don't
was
know.
in boarding school and just an angsty little kid, and then went.
At 14?
Yeah.
That's pretty sure.
Come on, man! That's middle school ages. You're gonna tell between 14 and 21 he became a master of the deadly arts. He needs at least 8 years.
I don't think he was
12 to 20.
I don't think he became Batman when he was 21. But we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop here.
Sorry, guys. I didn't want to get too into it. All right, so Silver St. Claus, she kisses him on the cheek and she gives him the hotel room key.
Yeah. Girl.
How is that not developed?
Girl.
You see what this girl's doing?
Mature.
Girl.
Can you please stick with mature?
Girl,
Please save us.
But that girl.
trying to be a.
That girl is tripping, and I'm hoping that we're right that Bruce really is just playing with her too, because sometimes I question whether Bruce genuinely likes her and still trusts her.
No, I think he likes her. I think he's digging. I mean, she's fine for a kid. Sorry.
Right, but that's no. But I'm saying like
She's
when
developed.
it's not even that. It's just like, so you're saying he thinks she's a perfect angel and Galavan is the bad one,
Yeah.
or he doesn't think Galavan's bad at all.
He's still naive. There's still naivete to him. He thinks Galavan's bad, but
But
she's
she's
the good one.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. He doesn't associate.
Yeah.
What do you
That's
think?
bad.
Right? Do you agree with me? Or no?
No, that's correct. I think obviously Bruce is incorrect.
Thank you, Steve.
Okay.
You're welcome.
See, I'm not alone over here.
Goodness, yes, you are. But she's annoying, and she's gotta go. She's gotta
Gotta
get
go?
sent off somewhere.
Also in the chat, Samantha Joy, I feel like the Batman evolution is so underplayed in this show. I like that though.
wonder-
Also,
Yeah.
Martin Savech in the chat, in the new 52, so the newest DC, Batman is 25 when he starts. So he
So
can
he's got
finish.
time.
He can finish
Stupid.
high school early, like 16 or 17, and then.
Which is why I don't read. I mean, not to get too comic booky, but which is why I don't read the new DC 52. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
You
Are you
gotta-
kidding me? Sorry.
Penfold 74 says to you, 15 years, Michael. Just keep that in mind, my friend.
15 years. 15 years old? Or 15 years
like
it takes?
50 years
Yeah.
to take. It
That's
takes, yeah.
That's how long it would take for Bruce to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, okay, so that furthers your math.
it does.
I just wanted to give some shout outs to the chat. I didn't want us to get bogged down
Yeah.
with
Thank you, chat.
But specifically with Batman, the evolution to Batman,
Yeah.
they downplay it, and I like it.
Yeah.
Because we all know it's Batman.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I agree with
This
that.
isn't a young Tony Stark show before the Iron Man movies where
Yeah.
we're like, who is that? What's
Yeah.
happening? It's like it's Batman.
Yeah, we know where he ends up. We don't have to go too crazy. I mean, I'd like them to work more on his.
They would have to like if this is a successful show in like season 5, it would have to be a dramatic flash forward.
Yeah,
we
that's what
can't
I
do
think
this for too long.
I think season 3 is gonna be a flash forward.
You think season 3 will be a flash
I'm
forward?
100% on. I think it's gonna be like a 5 years. Like he's gonna come back from college, flash forward.
So we're getting a new actor and everything.
And Lil Wayne's gonna lose his job. That's pretty much what's gonna happen.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Everyone's gonna be unemployed.
I hope that. I'm with that. I dig that.
Which is probably when. Okay, I'm going.
Okay, and
Go.
Boo69B's in the chat says Bruce has a weakness for blondes.
What about
Is there another blonde you
Selena?
Well, I think he's saying for future, but
Yeah.
like,
Well, yeah. He likes. I think Silver St. Cloud. She's a minx. He likes her, and he's naive, and he thinks that she is golden, and there's nothing wrong with her. Which is why Alfred is getting so mad at him and telling him that you don't have it in you to get to lie or be deceptive. Which is what you see later on when Bruce tries to lie and be deceptive and sneak out.
Yeah, that line he said to him is like a level of deception you don't yet possess.
Yeah,
Master.
Which is what they're
Bruce.
saying. That's something he's going to learn.
Yeah.
Because he grows up to be a cold-hearted liar.
I know, sends off that taxi, gets the keys. How he got
Yeah.
those keys, I don't know. But he's,
Right?
Alfred's a man.
I like that.
so we do have to come back to Alfred has had a meeting with Morgan Freeman played him in the movie.
Fox. Lucius Fox.
Lucius Fox.
Like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, he had a meeting with
Right.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Now, he had that meeting. I think it was like the first or second episode of
Yeah.
this season, where they're talking about like that's they leave a lot of seeds in this show of like the bigger stuff.
Yeah.
and that's one of the bigger stuffs that stuff is happening at Wayne that only Alfred and Fox are dealing with right now.
Yeah, I agree.
and that that Bruce has nothing to do with.
All right, let's just wrap up real quick on Bruce so we can get to the main storyline. So Bruce ends up talking in the end with Selena. Selena warns him. And we're all cool. Any thoughts on that? Selena warning him? It was nice to see Selena in the episode.
It was
kinda
nice
threw me
to
off.
see her, and she did leave it open-ended. She's like, I have proof. Are you
Yeah.
interested? That she's evil, that she's bad. So I assume we're gonna see more of that next week. Hopefully
what
not.
proof could she have?
She doesn't.
She's probably just lying.
She
likes Bruce.
she either knows it's Galavan or she has a red herring because
Okay.
it's Galavan. Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Galavan killed Bruce's parents. Like I think
Yeah.
that should be blatantly obvious to everyone at this point.
I know. I'm shocked that they're not thinking about that.
Who?
That Bruce or Alfred haven't said, maybe it was Galavan.
Maybe Alfred has thought of that.
Oh,
We don't
maybe
know.
that's why he doesn't want him to pursue it.
Yeah.
Because he's under that impression?
Well, that's what Alfred's been trying to tell him this whole time.
Right. He's
Is
trying
it-
to let him see it for himself.
Is that when you dig up the past, all you do is really get dirty.
Yeah.
And that's what Alfred's really just trying to tell him. But that's something you can't really tell a 14-year-old
All right.
whose parents died.
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, I want blood.
Yeah.
I hear you. I don't care.
I know. So many people are suffering parental disappearance in this show. Now Penguin. So, all right, now to the main storyline. We got our boy Jim. God, I love Jim Gordon in this show.
Jim.
This episode, this whole time I'm watching Jim, I'm just saying to myself, damn, they did such a good job in making him, because there's no Batman, they technically made him Batman, and he's just so awesome. I love it when he gets so badassy, just like fighting assassins, shooting people,
Yeah.
saying awesome lines,
I know.
making out with his hot girlfriend. Like, damn, Jim Gordon.
So you want to be Jim Gordon?
I would not mind being Jim Gordon.
Cool.
You know,
I'm cool with being me, but if I couldn't be me, I guess
Really?
I guess Jim Gordon.
You think you got more going for you than Jim Gordon, huh? That's what I'm talking about, Steve.
I don't live in Gotham. I don't want to live in Gotham. Like, I think if I wound up in Gotham, the Gotham is depicted on this show tomorrow, the first thing I'd do is leave.
See, but honestly, that's what I'm saying. I want to be able to live in Gotham and be Jim. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, because if I lived in Gotham, I'd be like, wow, this is I can't open a bakery here. This is terrible.
I'd rather mop the floor in Star City
See?
than be like on my way to police commissioner in
Being Jim
Gotham.
Gordon, like, he has a coffee, always says something cool, he's just stern.
No Bullock this episode.
And yeah, there is no Bullock in this episode.
I know. I thought about that too. No Barbara.
Bullock and the
Well,
assassin.
we got Barbara briefly.
we got crippled Barbara.
We got
For like
Bed
I guess.
Barbara.
All right, so Tabitha, clearly Tabitha's actually really bothered by the fact that what happened to Barbara.
Yeah.
Well, as we saw later on in the episode, she's really And she's so bothered by it. She's so infused, I guess, with hatred because I guess she really, really liked Barbara. I thought they just had games going on, but she really had a feelings for Barbara that she goes to a secret casino where they have all these like an assassin's guild or something.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And
Assassin's Guild.
And she orders an assassin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. By
Hitman, yeah.
I don't have the
Hitman?
actress's name, but she is on Doctor Who this season, and she's wonderful.
She was wonderful in this one.
Yeah, she was very good.
So and then when we check up on, so she pretty much orders assassins, and Jim meanwhile is checking on Barbara. Lets Lee know, and Lee is clearly bothered by this. Lee is not feeling this whole Barbara situation. She doesn't know what's going on with her man. He's delving into darkness.
Yeah.
You know, he's feeling
So this is the next morning from last week.
Is that I'm pretty much guessing that too.
I'm hoping, because otherwise that's kind of ridiculous that they haven't had it out about this yet.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like he kissed another woman in front of her, and like,
and then we were held hostage by her.
They didn't get time. Yeah, but that's
We
what.
didn't have time.
That's what-
that
I think-
night when we go to bed, that night, like you said, we woke
He
up
probably
like,
hasn't even slept yet. It's been crazy. He's probably been at the station all day.
I don't believe that.
Workaholic, Jim Gordon, workaholic.
I don't believe that.
Yet he hasn't become an alcoholic yet. This guy.
This
Love
guy.
this guy.
a lot of people in the chat are saying Bullock is at the bar.
He could be.
So also Michelle Gomez is the woman who plays.
Thank you.
She plays Missy on Doctor Who.
She's awesome. She was great in this episode.
Yeah.
So Jim pretty much, he's going to go meet up with Barnes at Gallivant's apartment, and while in the elevator, he gets attacked. In this awesome scene.
I love
Yeah, that was great.
This scene was so awesome. The elevator scene was so awesome.
This is probably my favorite fight scene in this season so far.
And it was quick.
Yeah.
The elevator, shout out to the elevator, because the elevator was an awesome character in this. Because there were so many cool little elevator moments. Because even at the very end, when he goes downstairs to meet Mr. Flamingo, the cannibal, the flamboyant cannibal, every time the elevator closes on him, it just looks so awesome when it was closing on Jim Gordon. And then when he's fighting, when he was clearly fighting the assassin in it, it was shut, open, shut, open. It was cool, man.
All right, we're giving a shout out to the elevator. Yeah, that
I hope he gets
scene.
his IMDb card.
That whole scene was great. That chit chat quickly turned into a fight.
Yeah, and I loved it. I thought it was cool. He's like, hey, you want a caramel? All right, you want a caramel? Okay, cool.
It was just like so much chitter chatter for somebody you're about to kill.
I know. Well, that's good.
Part of me wanted, like, I was happy with how that scene turned out, but part of me was feeling like it would be the Hitchcock style. Because the Hitchcock style would be the guy in the elevator isn't the killer at all.
Right.
He's just a guy servicing. And it's actually somebody on the 56th floor that once that guy gets off, somebody else just like tackles him. And that would be the Hitchcock thing where it's like you build up this tension. All right, anyway, good to see you. And then he gets off the elevator.
Right. And we all knew it was
been
him. So that would have been great if it wouldn't have been. Because we were all like, that's him. Okay, that's
And then someone's disguised or the elevator is also the assassin and just comes after him.
Just compacts.
Just gets him.
So he ends up going on the I guess the 46th floor, was it?
56.
The 56th floor.
Well, it was it would
penthouse.
be 56th floor was where the guy was going. The penthouse would be higher than that.
Okay, so we go
That's
to the
where Galvan
penthouse,
is.
and then he drags the unconscious body to Barnes, and yeah, he does that, and then he pretty much he gets kind of dark in that whole situation. He ends up hanging the person over the window, and Barnes is flipping out on him, like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
He's
that's the
like
same
seeing
guy
the
from the
darkness.
elevator.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And also when they called on the phone, he answered the phone. I love that scene. He answered the phone, and then she already knows.
Yeah.
Yep.
He failed. And then she just enlists everybody. It's like, everybody, who wants money?
It's like an army. It's like, Tabitha, how much money do you have?
It was an everybody get in here
You know what?
moment.
The one thing I didn't like, for an army, there's only like four or five assassins, right?
Okay, well, you
should've been
can't
more.
really send.
Well, that struck me as a club
Yeah.
where there were probably only like 5 or 6 like assassins in that club,
Yeah.
and then everybody else is like underworld hangers on. That was how I saw that.
Okay, it could have been that. All right.
Right, yeah.
Because she ends up calling, because that's why she ends up calling the last ditch effort. Like,
Yeah.
Flamingo. That's like, because she runs out.
Yeah, she ran out of, or maybe she just ran out of good assassins. Like maybe there were just a bunch of crappy assassins that
and
were
she was
left.
like, I'm not going to send these people.
I'd rather send these people on jobs they can actually do.
Yeah.
And just send them to their death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Just deplete all my force. I'll just call Eduardo.
So they end up breaking inside, and we have like a nice, cool little showdown.
That was cool because they were all preparing for like the door, and then
He
all
snuck
of a
in, like-
sudden, and I thought so. I was like, they're not going to come in through the door, but I did not expect it to be so sneaky and so quiet.
And he killed him ASAP.
And then he killed, I know, Cortez.
The coroner.
Yeah.
Well, he got his lines in.
Yeah, and he even said, he's like, I don't even have a gun. Like, I'm forensics. Like,
That
what am I here for? If I was him, I would have just been like, I'm going to go upstairs.
I know.
By the way, this is
Let me know
people
when
in the
I'm
chat
done.
are telling us this is the League of Assassins.
Perfect.
Like officially from the
don't
renamed League of Shadows or Society of Shadows in the adapted works.
I don't think so. I mean, no, I don't think.
And it's a group of assassins that work for Ra's al Ghul.
Mm-hmm.
In the comics, granted, it's Gotham.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Gotham is the honey badger of comic book shows.
Right.
I think it was just. I'm not gonna jump on that honey badger quote because I don't like it. I don't like the honey badger stuff because I don't know the meme.
Honey badger don't care.
See,
Honey
there
badger
it is.
don't
See,
care.
I bit. I shouldn't have bit. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's any excessive.
You think it's just
Assassins Guild.
another group?
No, because
It's
No, I
it's
think
just a secret. It's just a an underground group in Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
No,
If it's League of Shadows, that's like something big. That's
I didn't say
elaborate.
it's
Right.
it's a mini it's their version.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's maybe how it starts.
This show does what it wants.
Yeah.
And they wanted to have a League of Assassins that may or may not actually report back to Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
Okay. So they pretty much end up they have their nice little mini war. They end up killing the guys, killing the assassins, but our boy, the very first assassin, ends up waking up and stabbing Barnes in the leg.
Yeah. Well, first he grabs a.
Right after you predicted him dying, by the way.
Yeah.
I know. He grabs Parks first, that guy from the elevator, the first assassin, and then has him before he stabs, right? Yeah, because doesn't Gordon... No, is that a different guy? Who does Gordon shoot straight on the face when
the
they're
assassin from the elevator.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
so
talking about.
He stabs Barnes and
first?
then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Right?
thought for some reason I
No, somebody else stabs Barnes. One
Someone
of
else
the
stabs
assassins
Barnes.
that came up.
Okay. Well, Barnes gets stabbed. And
Yeah,
then,
okay.
And then.
But I love that scene, that dead shot he
That
did
was
as
really
he was
good.
holding on to Parks, and he was like, you know what I love about those glasses, and like shot him straight. They're
Perfect
like
bullseye.
bullseyes. Yeah,
That was really cool.
I love that.
He was on fire this episode.
By the way, Barnes, that's his femoral artery.
Oh,
That artery, that's the biggest that's one of two biggest arteries in your body. There's a lot of blood there.
there was a lot of blood
Yeah.
coming
You
out
need
of his
it.
leg.
He was doing it wrong. You didn't need a tourniquet. You needed a tension splint. I know civics. I know Gotham City civics.
Wow, thank you.
And emergency first aid. These are
Okay.
my skills.
Emergency, I know.
So pretty much, so we have that scene, and then they end up having a conversation while they're waiting after he wraps up his leg, and they both have heart-to-hearts
yeah.
about Barnes talks about when he actually went over the line and killed somebody, and they have a moment where they see into each other's souls,
You have another bromance going
and then we got the cannibal showing up. We got a cannibal Flamingo. This guy,
His first name. It's Eduardo.
Eduardo Flamingo. That was a nice. I like that. I like that flamboyant cannibal.
Yeah.
He was flamboyant enough, and then they just threw a little spice on it, and he eats people, guys.
Yeah.
I like
That was pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, it was extra. Well, I mean, I think they were trying to use his teeth as his lethal weapons because he ends up using it in the very end.
And that, we'll get to that scene. Okay.
So, and I like how Jim was just like, you know what? He calls Jim, and he's like, I'm coming to get you. Like, he tries to, like, intimidate him, like, I'm gonna come get you, like any other horror movie. But Jim just flips it, like, I'm just gonna come down to you, dude.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here and wait for you. You want this. You want to get up in this. We can do this now, homie. Like
He
that. That's how you
loves
do
Gordon.
it. No, but that's how you do it. You don't let them pressure on you. You gotta get a strong defense and a strong offense.
It's true.
Like
But
he's
he was
coming at you. They're like, no, I'm coming at you.
Right.
Homie.
He's not afraid of anybody. He just
Bruh.
killed. Bruh.
I'm
But
saying.
he's also protecting
For real,
Barnes.
though.
He was also trying to protect Parks.
Which is smart.
And he was just like, I'm not gonna let you come up here because clearly none of you are gonna stop trying to kill me.
Yeah.
So he wanted it to be just him,
Yeah.
not anybody else.
He does it, and he goes down there, and he meets him head up and whoops him.
Yes.
They have fight,
Yep.
and he whoops that ass.
So here's my question.
Yeah.
I know what you're gonna say. So let me ask you. So this is the question.
You just
Is
have some water.
Gordon that good of a fighter, or did Eduardo just suck as a fighter? Because as I was watching that scene, I was like, I feel like Eduardo doesn't know how to fight.
We have to believe Gordon's one of the best fighters in Gotham. That's what we've been
My
told.
boy Gordon.
Yeah.
That's what we've been told. Like one of the best hand-to-hand fighters
Jimmy G.
in Gotham.
The guy.
Yep.
As of this moment.
Yeah.
I'm like if he were if there were UFC in Gotham, he could do that.
He would be okay.
Or
All right.
well, maybe not, because there's there's rules in UFC.
Yeah.
Right.
And
He's
also,
like the best street fighter.
Yeah. And I like that at the very end when he beats him up and Eduardo's trying to talk trash and he just tells him, "You have the right to remain silent."
Yeah.
I suggest you use it.
That was real creepy when he was like laughing as he's being beat up. I was like, that's creepy.
Yeah.
And then he put his gun in his mouth, just like Barnes' story.
Yeah. And then he screams.
But he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't pull it. And it's just,
Did anybody else think he was going to kill him?
No.
Yeah, I did. But then I was like, oh, well, no, he's not, because it's a Barnes story. Because it's going to, But I wish he would have.
So then he ends up going to jail and he ends up biting
Clearly he should have, because then that wouldn't have happened.
And I think that's why they did that. Because later on, Jim is with Lee and he just opens up, says, I promise you to tell you everything.
Right.
And then they get the phone call that Flamingo just bit what was her name?
Parks.
The rookie. Bit Parks to death.
Who I called was going to die.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
I hated that scene.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, hold on. There's 5-7 cops on top of this guy, and they just can't pull him off. Even if that meant him ripping the skin off, like clearly him staying on her
The blocking
neck
of that
was,
scene seemed a little off.
and it seemed,
He had big teeth.
it looked so fake as they were like pulling him off and like hitting him, and it just looked so fake for me. It was like, make me believe it then that you
I hear
really
you.
can't take him off. But I didn't understand how you couldn't take him off, even if that required ripping part of her neck off or skin or whatever. Clearly,
I didn't buy that would kill her.
right? I was just like, she
Was
can't be.
bleeding a lot, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to have hit
He knows
another
how to
artery.
eat. He knows how to eat humans.
Either-
And I'm guessing.
Well, the rookie didn't make it.
Yeah,
But
she
I
did
hated
make it.
it.
All right. So, and also a quick shout out to my favorite line during the moment between Jim and Barnes. Barnes says, "At the right moment, a man can do anything. There is no law. There is no line, only the law." I like that little interaction. We said that. All right. Predictions.
No, wait.
Wait,
What about
wait,
what
wait.
about what about Tabitha talking to Gallivan?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I just get so hyped.
I was about to do whatever you were going to say.
I just get so excited.
Y'all don't want to talk about that?
No. Okay,
No,
so
it's like us.
Tabitha goes to see Theo in prison, and he's upset at Tabitha for hiring the assassins, and he tells her she has to be patient. Okay, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on it? What do you
Well,
want?
I was the brothers' arrival, all
Yes.
of that, like all that information. Come on, Michael.
I'm sorry. I completely
Look alive.
It's Jim. I just like me some Jim, man.
Yeah, he like tells her, "I'll cut your throat if
Yeah.
you do this again." Like
Yeah.
what? And he says like everything is ready, like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen?
That does happen.
Let's go into predictions.
No,
Discuss what is gonna happen.
And then Father Creel and his monks show up on the pier.
Oh yeah,
And now,
Yeah, that's the big
and
part.
now something's gonna go down.
The
Right.
Father Creel monks.
right.
So,
They cut an album before that.
is that what they did?
They cut an album.
Prediction, please. There you go.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
All right.
Anybody want to start? Because I have no idea what to say.
Yeah,
Monse?
it's tough. I know. It's like what's gonna happen? Not this week, but next 2 weeks. Like what's the big cliffhanger? Because we're gonna have a big cliffhanger.
Well, we got 2 more weeks until the mid-season finale.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
I
would
saw
normally be news and gossip, but it broke like 5 hours ago. Looks like BD Wong is definitely cast as Hugo Strange.
Woo!
Yeah.
Love BD Wong.
Yeah.
That's good.
Law and Order SVU.
That's good.
Mr. Robot.
That's crazy.
All the things.
I'm excited for that.
So that actually ties into my prediction that I think BD Wong is definitely at Indian Hill.
Yeah.
And I think Indian Hill is obviously being run by the Wayne Corporation, but through Lucius Fox. Like Lucius Fox is aware of it, and that he's let Alfred into it, and Alfred's protecting Bruce from that information.
Okay.
Also, Barnes is alive. He's gonna stay alive. Penguin's dad's not gonna be in for a while.
Okay.
Like next season, like next January.
Okay.
And Penguin and Nigma are gonna take over the city in the next 2 weeks.
You think they can get their army back up and everything?
Yep.
Okay.
Lil Wayne's gonna get kidnapped.
Ooh.
Huh. All right. That's okay.
But because he has to be away from Alfred. So he, in a way, has to get kidnapped by Galavan. So Galavan has to get out of jail, has to get out of prison. And we saw that he is going to be set free. Jim Gordon, they show that he punches him. Your boy gets him real good. But I think he's going to be, like, kidnapped with the help of Silver. Silver's going to lure him away. And then Alfred will, like, call Jim and be like, I think Galavan took him. And then it's just going to go into the...
Okay. Well, I don't have a prediction, but the only thing I will say is I don't think Barnes is going to turn bad no more. I think it's time to jump off that ship. I think I was wrong. I don't think Barnes is working for Galavan.
Took you a long time.
Yeah.
And which makes me happy. I love his character on this show, and I know it's probably going to end with his untimely death by the end of the season, but I really enjoy Barnes. Yeah. I really like Michael Chiklis on this show.
Yeah, and I do like that in this episode, Jim showed him how crazy he can get. Yeah. Like, straight up. You know, I did like that. And I hope he doesn't die as fast as it.
Me neither. He'll make it. He'll make it to, like, at least the second to last episode, I think. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Andrew Michael Blanchard. You can find me on Twitter at Michael_Drew, Michael EAL. I'm also going to go do Quantico right after this, the after show, and I'll be doing the Flash after show tomorrow. Monse.
Hi, you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos. Monse spelled Monse.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That is KAUFMANN. I'm in the bit of a home stretch for the fall. Tomorrow is Muppets. Wednesday is Modern Family and likely The League. Thursday is Heroes Reborn, where I will be having a special guest. And this Sunday, Survivor Series. I will be covering that as well.
Yes.
It's my home stretch heading into Thanksgiving.
It's a good week.
Please watch all those things.
All right, everybody.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.